Okay, thank you for joining me. This video is called Men Posing as Females, representing the Baphomet, which has female breasts and male genitals. And we see a lot of these celebrities promoting all of this, so this is not anything new to people who are accustomed to seeing this all the time, like I am. So anyway, and it's very powerful in the occult to have both parts. And these are openly transgender celebrities right here. I'm going to show the people that are open about it first, and then we're going to get into the suspect people. This is Enos Rao and Tyson Beckford. And Tyson right here is looking like he wants all of that. So, yeah, but these are open transgenders. Lena Bloom, another openly transgender model. And a lot of these guys will see him and be like, oh, she is so fine, I gotta have all of that. But if you are attracted to this, fellas, or attracted to him, you're attracted to a man. Okay? And these are the pictures to prove he's not trying to hide it, which I at least commend him for that. So I'm showing these pictures of the people that are out with it to show you how these men can get the breast implants. They take all kind of hormones to look like females, and they can fool a lot of people. Okay? Valentina Sampiao, another openly transgender model. Isis King was on America's Next Top Model, openly transgender. And then we have Leah Membry, another openly transgender model with the big breast implants, showing you the before and after pictures here. So yeah, if you're attracted to that, fellas, you like those big breasts, you're attracted to a man. That's all I'm saying. So, and then Monroe Bergdorf is the last openly transgender I'm going to talk about. Now let's go into the suspect people trying to perpetrate. So we have Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush, I feel like, may be transgender. Let's look at this diagram here. Male skull on the left, female skull on the right. And let's just go through some of these pictures of Barbara Bush. This is an old picture of Barbara Bush looking... I'm sorry, does that look like a female to you? And maybe it does, but this looks like a guy I went to high school with. So I'm just trying to figure out, because this is what happens, people. Somewhere in your spirit at some point, you see some of these so-called female celebrities, and your spirit is telling you that looks like a man. Even this artist couldn't even get Barbara Bush to look female. Finger on the face, Masonic hand gesture, vow of silence. You know what the secret is? I'm going to tell you what the secret is. He's telling you, I'm transgender. And don't think that they're not pulling this kind of stuff on Hollywood, people. Bea Arthur is another one that I questioned, because I had seen some episodes of the Golden Girls, and my first thought was, is that a man? And I'm not trying to bash Bea Arthur or whatever. I'm just saying that's the first one of the things that came to me. And some of you people thought it too. There's a reason why Bea Arthur was always dressed up in male, with the ties and the suits and all that kind of stuff. And they made fun of Bea Arthur on the Golden Girls a lot of times about her being more masculine, because Bea Arthur is really tall. She's got the deeper voice, all that kind of stuff. And she was like the protector of the house. And the women of the house, of the Golden Girls, will always make it look like if something was going wrong, Bea Arthur needs to protect them like a man. And they were always making fun of her, you know, for being, you know, it just seemed like they were making it look like she was like the man of the house. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason why in your spirit you thought these things about some of these people I'm about to mention. That, and I have several others that I'm going to get into in just a minute. And Bea Arthur also helped the LGBTQ homeless youth in her time. And so she is a supporter of the LGBTQ community, which that's not a surprise because if you're transgender, of course you're going to want to help your own people. So that makes sense. I don't know 100% if the author is really a man. I'm just saying these are just people that I question. That some came over me at some point where I was like, is that a man? That's all I'm saying. That's it. Okay? Now, also, and these people, they start off young with the hormones and they start them off as a child, and then when they get these fillers in their face, like right there, it starts to fall when they get older. They get the plastic surgeries, get the breast implants, just do vocal training, just all kind of stuff that these people do. And it's powerful in the occult, in the satanic Hollywood industry, because if you know anything about Aleister Crowley, you'll know, and that's Beatrice as a little boy, you'll know that he promoted this whole androgyny, transgender, one gender type thing that is powerful in the occult. I guess it gives you more satanic powers. I don't know a whole lot about it. And there's a reason why Beatrice is dressed as a Statue of Liberty.
Hi, my name is Josie, and I'm a girl, and I have a penis.
What would you do if your 8-year-old son told you he wanted to be a girl?
Right now, in the perfect world, she'd go to sleep with her penis and then wake up with a vagina.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A mommy.
An increasing number of children are being brought up as the opposite sex.
That's mine.
What happens when your son becomes your daughter?
It really did take quite a bit of time for me to accept that I don't really have a son. I never really had a son. This is a daughter.
You look like a beautiful little girl.
If I had to wear boys' clothes and be a boy for the rest of my life, I would probably die.
I can't even imagine a girl standing right there in the mirror like that, because I just can't. Because, you know, this is who I am.
So as you can see, Wendy Williams is also wearing the Statue of Liberty costume, just like Laverne Cox, openly transgender actor. I don't know what all he does, but anyway, this is because the Statue of Liberty is also transgender. Okay, you see that masculine face, female clothes? Okay, there is a reason.
Wendy Williams doesn't care if you try to insult her by saying she looks like a man. During an interview with ABC News this week, the 49-year-old talk show host was asked about transgender star and Emmy nominee Laverne Cox. But talk quickly turned to haters who questioned Williams' own gender and sexuality. Williams said with a smile, "People do think I was born a man. That's absolutely not true. I get it. I've got a strong face, a strong body. I'm 5'11". I wear wigs. I get it. Do I get upset with it? No."
Wendy Williams is a dude. Watch this. She gonna break down. Watch.
Knowing that you've been doing the same thing that I've been doing.
Explain that. I'll rewind it. She had a glitch in the Matrix, man.
Now how am I supposed to get back together with you knowing that you've been doing the same thing that I've been doing?
That's a boy, player.
You know what I'm saying? You're not the only one with a hot man in this audience, okay? And I venture to say most of us men don't get approached like that when we're with them. That's your man.
So here's Wendy Williams with the devil horns, being emotional, looking upset. So yeah, there's reasons why at one point in your life you was thinking like, is that a man? But we always want to push it away. We think we're wrong, right? And so here's a diagram here. We got the female body on the left, male with, you see her square shoulders there on the right. So there's a reason why Wendy Williams' body looks the way it does. Let's look at Wendy Williams at a younger age. How many females did you grow up with that is this masculine and looks like they need to, you know, play with the NFL? That's a buff female right there. I mean, you really trying to tell me that Wendy Williams was born female. Okay? Again, there's reasons why at one point in a lot of your minds, maybe not all of you, but some of you are going to understand that at one point you was like, is that a man? Because, you know, he has this whole kind of like he's a gay man type kind of vibe. And the look and just everything. So there's a reason, and they're trying to make men think that females look like this. So now we have Angelica Houston, which you saw the vow of silence right there, you know, trying to hide that they're really transgender. So he is a actress, quote unquote, that I believe is really a transgender. Finger on the face, Masonic hand gesture. So, with these photos here, do you really believe that Angelica Houston was born female? And he's known for the part of Morticia Addams on the Addams Family, I believe was the name. This is him as a young teenage boy with long hair, so don't be fooled by the long hair, people. These people in the satanic Hollywood industry, see, some of you are going to have to do some research because you're going to think that all this is just craziness. But being one gender, being androgynous is very powerful. And look at this. Does this so-called female really 100% in your mind, spirit, heart, soul really truly look like a female? Look at those broad square shoulders, that the facial structure. Okay, these are people that I believe are suspect, trying to perpetrate, trying to make it look like they're really someone who they're not. That was Angelica Houston as a young teenage boy in the previous picture. So, yes, this is another person I feel is suspect. Again, with the vow of silence. I really believe the vow of silence is I'm transgender. Look again at these shoulders. Just imagine taking the face off, and all you could see was the shoulders. Does that look like a female body to you?
What you think of Glenn Close? Oh, I loved him. And I really have to admire the producers for daring to cast a man in that role. I mean, that really made the picture for me. Hello? Glenn Close is a woman. Clutch the pearls. What a sneaky thing to do.
So Glenn Close got called out on In Living Color. And that's pretty sad. Because, you know, these Hollywood people, they know who's transgender. So In Living Color was putting it out there, but everybody was laughing like, oh, that's so funny, it's a joke. But no. And see, in this picture, Glenn Close looked like Robin Williams to me. And what's the difference between Glenn Close and you get a guy that puts on some makeup and with a wig? I mean, do you really see a big difference? And Glenn Close played a man in a film, and they made it look like it was some kind of like breakout role or something kind of special. I'm like, he's playing himself. He's playing a man. I mean, so you can get they're putting it in your face, people. There's a reason why they had Glenn Close play a man in a film. Oh, but some of you are not going to see it. They got the black and white, Masonic colors, all that kind of stuff. I really believe if you look at Glenn Close's facial features, you will see it's a man with makeup on right there. Some of you are not going to see it at all. You're going to be like, you got so much veil on your eyes. I don't know. And here's Robin Williams, because I said he looked like, Glenn Close looks like Robin Williams in some pictures to me. But anyway, Glenn Close was also known for the part in Fatal Attraction. And when they get older, it seems like, because you can take the hormones when you're a youth, But when they get older, it's like the masculinity just like screams out. It just comes out and they can't hide it anymore. Because Glenn Close looks like any man that could, you know, shave off his facial hair and put some makeup on and a wig and a dress. I mean, I don't understand how people are fooled by this. So next we have Gabby Hoffman, which is an American film and television, quote unquote, actress, best known for his roles on Sleepless in Seattle, Transparent, and Girls. Now, this whole film this whole thing on Amazon Prime, I believe it's on. I don't have that. Transparent is about being transgender. So there's a reason why so-called female Gabby Hoffman is on a show called Transparent, which is about transgenders. They're trying to push this guy like he's a born female, is my point in all this. And then they make it seem like Gabby Hoffman had a child. But Gabby Hoffman most likely bought the moon bump, which you can buy online. They want you to believe these men are having kids and they're really females, people. And some of you are going to buy it all as, oh, I just know she had a child. You can buy these things. That really looks like a natural born female to you. So Gabby Hoffman, and this is the whole thing, it's like, if you're transgender, I don't know why you're trying to hide it, especially in Hollywood, because I thought they accept all of that. So why are you trying to hide it? Why don't you just come out and say, I'm transgender and I'm making it in Hollywood. I got acting jobs. Why are these people trying to deceive people?
Also coming out is Miss Firecracker. Is that Gene Anthony Ray's new movie? Holly Hunter. Hated it.
So, actress, so-called Holly Hunter, was also called out on In Living Color for looking like a man. But we didn't catch all these things when we used to watch Living Color. We didn't catch these things when they're always walking around wearing masculine clothing and the ties and the suits. And we don't think anything about this, that they're actually been telling us this whole time that they're transgender. So Holly Hunter is another suspect transgender. Look at the face. The way that his shoulders are. Looks like he shaves. So yeah, people in Hollywood know who the transgenders are for the most part, the people that are pretty successful. And the people with In Living Color, I'm sure they knew what was going on. But they make it seem like it's a joke and the audience is laughing like, oh yeah, she looks like a man, no big deal, and you move on, right? Look at these shoulders. There's a reason why a lot of these so-called females in Hollywood look like this. There's a reason why you have thought that some of these so-called females in Hollywood look like a man. So Holly Hunter again is one that I kind of wonder about. And so you just kind of have to kind of see. And a lot of these people get really popular. You really make it in Hollywood when you are transgender, from what I'm seeing. Now we get into Serena Williams, which is another one that I feel like it's a suspect transgender. Now, by looking at this, does that look like a female body to you? Let's look at a male body. Square shoulders. Okay, so you see that? Okay, so that's supposed to be a male chest. This is supposed to be a so-called female, but who knows with the internet? It may not be, who knows? But Serena Williams is looking very masculine and buff. And I know females can lift weights and they have the female bodybuilders, but the face, the body, nothing in your spirit is saying that's a man, is what you're telling me? For some of you? That's Venus and Serena Williams as young boys. And then they were on this program called Trans World Sport, which is a sports-oriented television program produced in London, England. So I find it very interesting that they were on a program called Trans World Sport. Okay, does the trans stand for transgender? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And you know what's weird is like it's on some kind of, when they were, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Serena Williams dressed up like He-Man at some kind of costume party with some kind of demon, devil, maleficent looking guy. And He-Man represents that he is telling you he's a man. So now this is a photoshopped picture of Serena Williams. Serena probably wearing the moon bump right there. Moon bump, Photoshop. And don't think that, see, anyway, but we have Cara Delevingne, a model who is also trying to make it seem like that he was born female. Here's Andrea Paget, which is an openly transgender model. And I feel like Cara Delevingne has similar kind of characteristics to this openly transgender model. So let's go back into Cara Delevingne. This is Cara Delevingne as a young boy. But they're trying to push this so-called female off like he was born female. And he's a top model, of course.
So Paddy, is it a secret that you want to be a girl?
Actually, I don't want to be a girl. I am a girl.
7-year-olds Paddy and George have something in common. They're both transgender.
They're not some circus freaks. They're normal children who are born with their own plumbing.
So Cara Delevingne is a model and so-called quote-unquote actress. He won the Model of the Year award at the British Fashion Awards in 2012. But again, so they're pushing this guy off like he was born female, and I don't believe that this is a female.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really need to introduce our next guest, Cara Delevingne. She's the face of today. She has more Twitter followers than President Obama.
So you notice how this guy said that he is the face of today, which he's right. He's not lying about that, because this is the image that they want you to believe is really a born female, and that's the way females look, and that's not really a man.
I'm going to start with a poem that I wrote when I wasn't very happy. Who am I? Who am I trying to be? Not myself, anyone but myself. Living in a fantasy to bury the reality, making myself the mystery, a strong facade disguising the misery. Empty but beyond the point of emptiness, full to the brim of fake confidence, a guard that will never be broken because I broke a long time ago. I'm hurting, but don't tell anyone. No one needs to know. Don't show or you've failed. Always okay, always fine, always on show. The show must go on. It will never stop. The show must not go on, but I know it will. I give up. I give up giving up. I am lost. I don't need to be saved. I need to be found. Basically, it's kind of just the same reoccurring thing of, not knowing who you are and feeling lost.
And that's
okay, so don't be fooled by his voice, that it sounds feminine, okay? Because they start him off young, like I showed you, give him all kind of hormones, all kind of treatments. Some of them get plastic surgeries. So don't be fooled by his voice, okay? That's going to throw a lot of you off, and you'll be like, no, it's got to be a girl. No, okay? There's hormones and things that medications, whatever they take, that can make their voice high. The other thing I want you to notice in the interview is that he was wearing like a suit and tie type outfit, you know. There's a reason for that, because they put it in your face, people, that these people are transgender, okay? And let's get into this poem. So he says, who am I trying to be? A female, I can answer that. Not myself, living in a fantasy. To bury the reality, making myself the mystery. Yeah, you're a mystery. A strong facade disguising the misery. Always on show. That's correct. You have to always be on show. It will never stop. That's correct. The show must go on. It must not go on, but we all know that it will. So anyway, this is another one. I believe is a suspect transgender trying to hide and deceive what he truly is, and that's why he's so popular.
I have very bad learning disabilities, though. If you look at my writing, it's not good at all. It's probably like a 9-year-old boy, if you know what that looks like.
So he says that his writing is like a 9-year-old boy. And that would make sense. He didn't say girl. He said a 9-year-old boy. So maybe he's trying to tell us something.
Cara Delevingne is an open book when it comes to her sexuality. She's candidly spoken about her sexual orientation on multiple occasions, but despite her honesty on the topic, the model and actress recently revealed that people are still very confused by her sexual fluidity. In a recent interview with Glamour, Delevingne explained that the initial response to her coming out as sexually fluid was that people didn't understand it and thought she was just, quote, gay.
Photoshopped picture right here. I'm going to show you what the real body of Cara Delevingne looks like. You see that? See that straight body? Let's take a look at this diagram here of the woman on the left, man body on the right. Yeah. So, yeah, he's trying to fool us, people. That was obviously a Photoshop picture because you see what this dude's body really looks like when he's wearing a bikini. Don't be fooled by the breasts. They take hormones, they get breast implants, so don't be fooled by that. The long hair, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about this whole sexual fluidity type stuff. Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, you have sex with anything? I mean, like, animal, like, any person. Like, what does sexual fluidity means? Like, I'm just really free and I'll just have sex with anything? Like, if I'm fluid, I just don't understand what these people are trying to pull. So, yeah, he's up to some kind of agenda with this crap. And I'm really getting sick of this. You know, like I said, there's a reason why there's the open transgender people that tell you in your face, hey, I'm transgender. But then you have these people right here. They're trying to perpetrate, trying to pull the wool over your eyes, trying to deceive, trying to make it look like women look like this. You have men lusting after this dude. You have women thinking like, oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh, I want to be a model too. I'm just letting you know that you all are being deceived by these people. I really feel like a lot of these are transgenders. Thank you for watching.